On to you, Capricorn. So for you, you actually have the Queen of Cups, Ten of Wands, Scorpio energy. Okay. A lot of you Capricorns, huge changes. Huge change. A lot of you Capricorns are embracing that part where you're like, look, you're not here to be Mother Teresa to everybody. You're not here to save everybody. Okay. Okay, so definitely embracing it, and that, sometimes people are going to have to learn how to develop their own strength on their own. Eight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, a lot of you are not attaching yourselves to other people's dysfunctions and other people's mess. A lot of you Capricorns are like, look, people got to learn to save themselves. And, this is a huge lesson learned. Hold on a second. Come here. Come. This is a huge lesson learned for you, Capricorns, because you understand, like I said before, that there's a huge letting go of a weight off your shoulders, because you Capricorns are understanding that people are not always meant to be saved. Not all people, right? And that, when people try to make you into a person that's supposed to save them and pedestalize you, what they're doing is they're really like basically giving you weight through the way of flattery. So they're putting all the weight of you basically needing to take care of them and be their keeper on your shoulders. And you Capricorns basically understand that game, and you understand that you're not going to be the one to actually put up with it. So that's why you Capricorns are the ones that's leaving these people alone, right? And this is for future endeavors too. Whenever it is that you Capricorns see anybody trying to over rely on you, they got to have their own skills, So a lot of you Capricorns will be more strategic or wise about whom it is that you just go and spend your time trying to, you know what I'm saying? Spend your time trying to give things randomly to. There's definitely a sense of you Capricorns understanding, like I said, like the value in what it is that you bring to the table, and also the value in not always giving it to people so easily, because people don't necessarily take it seriously and they take it for granted, but they take you for granted, expecting them to stick up for them, be there for them, be in a relationship with them, use connections, they use the connection that they have with you to use you, treat you, they see you more as a doer and not a being, right? That has their own mind and their own feelings and their own being, and so the Wheel of Fortune represents you're getting out of that karma, you're getting out of that cycle specifically of having to deal with that, not saying that you Capricorns won't give, but whenever it is that you see a person, like when you want to, basically, controlling when you give, and that if you don't want to give, you won't give. You feel me? Seeing when a person is sincere. Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands for you Capricorns also is a representation of, and they're upset. They're big mad, Knight of Wands, the Five of Wands, Knight of Wands represents you Capricorns walking away, and the Five of Wands is them being big mad, them being like, okay, fine, and trying to make it seem like, okay, they're going to leave you alone and they won't be around you and you're ungrateful, and just spewing out all this dysfunction and nonsense that's not even true. They're telling lies, trying to make it seem as if like, that's why it is. I never really liked you. I didn't think that you Capricorns would go anywhere, all this stuff. If they didn't think that you were going to go anywhere, then why is it that they were even helping you out in the first place? If they didn't think that you Capricorns were going to go anywhere, then why have they been on their hands and knees begging, you know what I'm saying, for you to help them out if that's the case? They're salty. They are dysfunctional. They are ungrateful, and they've been hanging around you Capricorns for far too long, and you see it for what it is, and that's why you Capricorns don't take them seriously, and you've decided to leave them alone. Because the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands represents, you understand you have a life to live and that you have too many things to do and too many places to go, too many people to see. The Empress represents it. So the Empress is you, and it represents how your life is getting better while their life is not necessarily getting better. And how can their life get any better? Because they're on some dysfunction in the first place. You know, the Hanged Man and then the Star card for you Capricorns also is a representation about how, so a lot of you are just taking it easy and also being strategic about where it is that you want to go. You Capricorns know that now that you don't have the weight on your shoulders, you can actually start to really kind of pay attention to the things that you really want to do. And so because of that, you now have to navigate what exactly the things that you want to do are, right? Because sometimes people, because let's face it, people distract themselves with all types of goofy stuff, because of the fact that, you know, when we actually are by ourselves, we have to focus on where we want to be. And becoming something is what puts the fear in a lot of people, because now we got to make changes. We have to let go of certain people. We can't do certain things anymore. And so that's what's happening here with you. Not saying that you are afraid, but what I am saying is that you Capricorns, this weight has been lifted off your shoulder because you're not helping those people anymore. And they've blown it up. Okay, fine. Forget about you Capricorns, right? Five of Wands, Knight of Wands. Forget about you Capricorns, right? Them in the background. Forget about you. You moving forward, right? And then you have the Hanged Man and the Star card. Now that it's just you, or it's you and your significant other, now there's no blockages. There's no things that would sidetrack you to get you to like detour. Now you have to do like a it's a straight shoot to the top. Like, what do you want to do? And so now, because of that, right, the Hanged Man, you thought about it, and the Star card, you're giving it some thought. You do have some things that you want to do. You're not necessarily clear about how to go about doing it, but the trying to figure out how to go about doing it is a part of the journey, even in on itself, because what's happening with you Capricorns is you learning what to do will put you in a category where you will learn to do it as you go along, and you will figure it out yourself, right? So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune for you. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Moon card, Queen of Swords, and then you Capricorns have the King of Cups. So these three cards right here for you, the Seven of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Moon card to clarify the Wheel of Fortune. It basically represents how, like, you felt like, yes, this weight on your shoulders, but your money was, like, some of you Capricorns probably thought that before you even get money in your hand, you got to think about all the people that you're going to share it with, and how you're going to kind of divide it into different pieces for yourself, for you to still be able to live, and at the same time so that you basically like can support these individuals, some of you. And it wasn't a way to live, right? Let's just say you getting paid $5,000 a month. You had to like split it to now how you can live on $3,000 and give the $2,000 to them, but you're not necessarily like saving for anything, right? You're just basically trying to keep these people whom you've taken onto your shoulders afloat. And the things that the Six of Wands and the Moon card here for you Capricorns, you feel better off because you don't have to do that anymore at all. You're a lot free because there's no burden on your shoulders. You don't have to think like, oh, what are you gonna do? You don't have to do all of that. Yeah, you don't have to do all of that. And you're not. The moon, on one hand you feel guilty, but on the other hand you know that this is the right thing. Because again, you're not like that. You're not dysfunctional and grimy and two-faced like that, right? So of course you're going to feel somewhat bad, but at the same time, you Capricorns understand that this is what you need to do, because you've been taking care of grown people for far too long. The Queen of who are able-bodied, the Queen of Swords, King of Cups here for you Capricorns also represent how a lot of you, so you're not necessarily holding a grudge against them, but it's the sense that they may hold a grudge against you actively because they want to be on some dysfunctional stuff where they want to live off of you. And the King of Cups here represents how a lot of you Capricorns are you're very much so calming that down. It's just you. And if you have a significant other, if you're a Capricorn that does have a significant other, it's just you and this person, the significant other, or it's just you if you're single. But the point is, it's like I don't know, it's like having less expenses every month. Now you have way more. And like you Capricorns are like, okay, what do you want to do? Are you gonna save it? What are you gonna spend it on if you decide to spend it? Will the spending actually be worth it? Right? And that's why there's a connection with the star card. Let's clarify the star card. Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Swords, and then you Capricorns also have the Four of Cups. So this is my point, right? So what's going on here for you represents the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands. To clarify the star card, the star card represents your hopes and your dreams and everything happening, right? And like I said, you have less expenses just on a monthly basis because you're not feeling like you're not splitting what you do between yourself and another person or people, hopefully not, that you've been trying to support. And you're willing to go through people's criticism to free yourself up, and you did. And so now you're very much so free. The Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands represents, once again, for you Capricorns whom are single, you're on point. For you Capricorns who are in a relationship and this person is on point, you're on point with them too. They've been wanting you to do that. They've been in support of you because they know that you're a good person. But make no mistake about it, they've been wanting you Capricorns to cut these people loose and let them go, because they are able-bodied people who are adults, who are supposed to be able to fend for themselves. The Seven of Swords and the Four of Cups here for you Capricorns represents how you're in a position where, and now it's a matter of keeping those people who are like that kind of archetype out of your way. Right? Those type of people that want to obligate you, make you feel obligated and all of that. Just watch out for those type of people and don't feel burdened or weight on your shoulders to have to take care of those people. When they start doing that, it's a dub. Okay? That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. Right now, we're at 29,637 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. If you, Capricorns, want to get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below, called a Linktree link, okay? Also, too, made a video game if you want to go ahead and check it out. From what I hear and from what it is that I've played, yes, I've played my own video game. I actually like it. I actually think it's a lot of fun. There is a way to kind of get through it without having to defeat all those adversaries, but I really love the game. I really love playing my video game. And I have more video games and I have more things coming out too. Peace.